All right, so I have no idea how I'm going to record this or how I'm going to start this whatsoever. I did want to kind of switch up the way I did my content because I just had a epiphany recently. Like I was busy trying to do all the stuff they tell you to do, right? Like make videos, post them on TikTok, make sure they're like viral moments or funny moments or something that's going to get people's attention, right? And through all of this, I finally took into account the advice of make sure you pick your niche. Make sure you pick your niche. Your niche, your niche, your niche. That's always going to be what you start with, right? You can't just post whatever you want. You have to pick a niche. And I never really understood that. I was just like, if I'm doing this for the right reasons, I should just make whatever content I want to make, right? But apparently, even if that's the case, you can't do that. You have to pick a niche. And as I was going down this rabbit hole, I realized that I was making completely different content than when I originally wanted to make when I first fell in love with the concept of being a YouTuber. Ever since I was a kid, I grew up watching probably a lot of the same stuff all of you began watching, which is your PewDiePies. I was a big fan of like Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, even small stuff here and there that I can't even really name. There were just so many small accounts, like stick figure fights and everything. Like I was a part of that era of YouTube. And Chris Smoove was a great example of that. Chris Smoove was probably one of the biggest parts of my childhood. Dashy Games, Dashy XP, the boys, right? And I've always wanted to just do video game commentary. And back then it was just, talking about the game, probably what's going on in the game, what's going on in the gaming world. And now I've realized, from doing all this content creation and spending time editing and making crazy clips to basically be ignored, right? No one likes being ignored on social media, that I got so far away from what I actually wanted to do. I was just blinded by what I was supposed to do and not doing what I needed to do from what I wanted to do, right? So this video is a direct representation of that. You're not gonna see any flashy edits. You're just gonna see straight up gameplay. I don't know what gameplay it's going to be. It might be Marvel Rivals, might be Call of Duty, might be Battlefield. Who knows? Whatever you guys like. If you got any game suggestions in the comments, please let me know. I play a lot of different games. I just wanted to talk about social media in general and content creation in general. And the struggle of realizing the content that I wanted to make is shrouded by what I'm supposed to make because everybody and their mom wants to go viral. And you can't blame them. Like, since I was a kid, I knew that I didn't want to just have a job. Like I was pretty smart. I could probably do any job that I put my mindset to, whether it's physical or not. I've kind of proved that whenever I went to the military, but I've always wanted to do something adjacent. I've always felt adjacent to society. I've never felt like I was a part of just, let's just make this circle keep spinning. Let's make this wheel keep spinning, right? I've never been a fan of that. I've always felt like people should just pursue whatever they want to pursue. But I don't want to get too deep into that because then you start talking about like what's a better economic, I guess the word I'm looking for is what's the better economic or societal frame or structure. And I don't want to get into that topic right now. And I'm probably sure there's many people out there that are more qualified to speak about that. But maybe one day. Yeah, recently I just realized I wanted to get into the right kind of content. And the biggest thing is everyone's telling you got to do it certain ways, and they're not doing this overtly. They're doing this through what they're doing, right? What you see go viral is always like the random moments of like humor from a certain trending game, controversial stuff about in the industry, and you have to have like really differing opinions or controversial opinions to get any level of exposure. And that just doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right with me at all. And there's obviously certain things I have to do still, right? Because the algorithm is completely different now than it was back when YouTube was just a wee baby, right? Back then you could just post a video, do a wacky title, and then you just kind of hope you don't get rickrolled, right? Speaking of Rickroll, I think they're bringing it back in 2026, but it was a very much more genuine time to be alive on the social medias, that is. But yeah, same thing nowadays. It's just like you have to be viral. You have to do it a certain way. You have to be doing it in their way, the way that the app wants you to do it to go viral. Or you just sell your soul. You start, posting your tatas out there so everybody can see them, which if you do that, do what you gotta do. I think it has very negative effects on young men, but do what you got to do to get your bread, I guess. So this is kind of me standing my ground, making the content I want to make. I might lose a lot of followers off of this. I might lose a lot of people that think they're like, on my team, but my hope is that the people that are actually on my team will see that this is the content I really want to make and they'll respect it. They'll stick around. They'll see what I have to say. And I've always been told that the thoughts that I have aren't safe thoughts. They're not, well, it makes me sound like some kind of anarchist or something, but they're not conventional thoughts. I kind of try to think outside the box. And this is in no shape or form is saying that I think I have better thoughts than anybody else. It's just I'm able to offer at least a different perspective, you know? If you guys are new here, my name's Kona, and this is actually me. This is the real me on the internet, not some like, we got to go viral, let's do a let's play kind of thing. If you're here and you decide you want to still watch my content on Twitch or TikTok, that's fine. I'll still be streaming on those platforms. As far as my YouTube channel and what I really want to do, it's just going to be a mashup of different thoughts and conversations. If you love having stuff to fall asleep to, hopefully this is the channel for you. If you want to just grab a drink, grab a little dooski, you know what I'm saying? Opening up your third eye in the middle of my videos. That's I invite that as well, you know? I'm sure those of you out there have realized that the state of the world is basically, well, in the US, I'm not going to speak for the whole world. In the US, it's basically you got to have some kind of hustle, or you got to work a 9 to 5, or you're already set up for success with a job or career that kind of brings you to the lifestyle you want to live. But for those of you that don't have that kind of career, you're kind of stuck doing one or the other, you know? People have all been trying to do the content creation journey, thinking that, oh, I'm going to get so rich off of it. I'm going to have so much fun because I'm just going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And it's way better than a 9 to 5, right? I don't care how much work goes into content creation. As you can tell from probably some of my videos I've edited, that I don't mind working my ass off for the things that I want in life, right? I don't feel like I'm built for the corporate lifestyle of do these numbers the way we want you to do them and behave in the way we want you to behave and be fake every single day. That's a whole other video in and of itself. I'll definitely post something like that to talk about corporate lifestyle, because holy shit, it's getting really bad. I always say that it's people that ruin things and not the actual things themselves. Because you can go through hardships and you can just get through it, but it's the people that really make hardships unbearable. Yeah, so everyone wants to be a content creator now. Everyone wants to do something to get money fast, and I don't blame them, because nowadays it's easier than ever to kind of break the mold of what is success, or how to get to success, how to get out of the middle class or lower class or wherever you're stuck at, right? But I'm not doing this for that purpose. I'm doing it for the purpose that I know I'm not cut out to be, you know, in the corporate lifestyle. And I feel like I have a message to share with people that transcends what you're being told every single day of your waking life, right? You're probably wondering, like, what drove me to this conclusion? What drove me to this, you know, ethereal epiphany to like change up my entire content? Basically, I posted a recent YouTube video. It's a let's play with my girlfriend for Reanimal. You know, dope game, really fun game. I even streamed it on my Twitch and TikTok for a little bit. It's very, very fun. That's some of the content I really want to make as well. But then I realized I have to make sure my YouTube channel is, you know, all dressed up right and the SEO's right and things that people don't normally think about whenever they're thinking about being a YouTuber. And so I'm thinking I'm going the correct route. You know, I make sure my thumbnail's good. I make sure my title's good. You know, I make sure all the audio is right as best as I can. And then I'm like, okay, well, I should probably, even though I'm in marketing and I know a little bit of what's going on, I should probably talk to an expert, see if I can really curb, basically to get in front of anything that I don't know and make sure that I'm not in the way of myself, right? And so I'm talking to these like freelancers and SEO specialists and YouTube managers, and they're all giving their own advice, and everything just seems like a bunch of bullshit, bro. Like everything just seems like straight dog shit. Like they're just lying to you. You know, based off what I know, obviously I'm not going to pretend that I know everything. The only thing they could tell me that was the correct thing to do was establish a niche. And it just kept sticking with me like, okay, I don't have a niche. I'm wasting my time posting this kind of clip, then that kind of clip, then a different kind of clip. Like I was jumping from doing Marvel Rivals content and commentary to like character specialist breakdowns and how do you play this character? How do you counter that character? And then I got caught up in the whole meta conversation. And we all know how deep the meta conversation can go. Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone follows the opinion of the professional character or the player who's like going D1 and playing MLG for whatever team, right? I did that before. I played Rocket League, collegiate Rocket League, and I will say this, it definitely wore out how much I actually enjoyed video games. I will never do that again. That's another video that I can probably post. As you can see now that my brain is flowing. I have tons of stuff that I want to talk about and kind of pick everyone's brain on, but I was just stuck in this loop of you have to make content the way they want you to make content. You have to beat the algorithm. You have to break the view jail. You have to get this many comments, this many views. And it was just not healthy. It just wasn't healthy. And now here I am, sitting here playing Tekken in the background. You have no idea. And I'm beating the crap out of Dragunov right now and hitting the craziest combos and practicing my taunt jet uppers. Because that's just what I really do. This is how I clear my brain. I get on Tekken, I try to win as many games as possible, and then I get shit on a couple times, and then eventually I get off, you know? But yeah, I don't even know how to really wrap this all up, honestly. I'll probably get better with time, you know? Yeah, expect to see a lot more from me. We're going to talk about some very interesting things. This might end up being a short video depending on how much I can kind of grab out of my brain now. But yeah, guys, moral of the story is do what you want to do, not just from the sake of like generic doing what you want to do. Like if someone like tries to give you motivation to chase your dreams, right? Don't just chase your dreams in the way that someone says you have to chase your dreams in. Chase your dreams in the way that you want to chase your dreams, right? Don't sabotage yourself, right? Play it smart. Learn everything that you have to learn to get where you need to get to. But don't think that because you're breaking the mold or you're not within the mold or within the box they want to put you in, you somehow are just never going to make it, right? People give you parameters and you just have to meet those parameters, just like you're in the corporate life, right? Just because you're not meeting KPIs doesn't mean you're not successful or you're not good at what you do. You're able to affect the world and affect the places around you way, way more than just what someone says you're supposed to do to affect the world. That's kind of my my message to you guys. I guess my big brother Canon moment to all of you out there listening. That's just the gist of it all. It's what kind of drove me to do this kind of content. It's what I wanted to do in the beginning. Honestly, this is the first time in a while I genuinely don't really care how it does. Like, obviously I want to be successful and like grow and whatnot, but this is the first time in a long time. Actually, this is the only time since I've been making content that I'm like, I feel at home. Me and my girlfriend, we have a joke where I have like a segment called Profound Thoughts, and I just say the most egregious shit, but it makes sense. And you're just sitting there pondering on it like, oh yeah, it's pretty legit. You know, it was basically the same thing as like thoughts when you're high. But this time it's just, it opens your third eye, I guess. So this is the first time where I felt like this is the medium at which my thoughts are supposed to come out, in my rants and whatnot. Honestly, for a while, I thought I was supposed to make face content. I might not even put my face in this. There's no point. It's not about me. It's not about what I look like or who I identify as or, you know, where I come from or anything like that. It's just about what I'm saying. I'm giving you guys a medium of video games in the background as like a good way to just kind of distract yourself from what's going on around you in case you got ADHD like me and you need something to look at while you're listening. But yeah, that's the gist of it all. If you ended up watching this video, thank you so much. I have to do all the normal schmormal stuff of, hey, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. You know, the algorithm loves that, right? But if you don't feel like it, that's perfectly fine. Just from you being over here watching my content is enough for me, because that means my message got out to somebody and hopefully it helped out at least one person. And I'll repeat it for those in the back as well one more time. Don't just follow that mold or follow that to the T or the letter. Chase your dreams the way you deem you need to chase your dreams. Whatever output you decide is the necessary output, do that. Be smart about it, but stay true to yourself. 'Tis all. Again, I'm Kona. Nice to meet you guys. Can't wait to see you guys in the comments, sharing your own little discovery about yourself and how everything is kind of crazy in the world these days. Yeah, I've been ranting long enough. See you guys next time, hopefully soon. Love you guys. Bye.